Well, our Your Morning Ottawa food drive kicks off this Friday, and we are so excited to welcome the public to join our food drive. And of course, we want to learn more about that. This morning, we have Rachel and Natalie joining us today to kind of talk more about our food drive. But first, Rachel, a big announcement came from you earlier that you are actually leaving the food bank.
I am. After 10 years, I'll be moving on to the United Way of East Ontario, so I'm very excited for that new opportunity. But leaving the Ottawa Food Bank in good hands with Natalie, who's been with the organization for 14 years.
Oh, Natalie, that's incredible. So talk about your contribution with the Ottawa Food Bank and what you've been up to.
Absolutely. As Rachel mentioned, I've been there for 14 years,
Yeah.
so it's going to be really exciting to keep up the good work that Rachel's been doing. She's been a really good advocate for food and security in our city, and so it's going to be really exciting to make sure that stays at the front for the work that we're doing.
And we talked a little bit about food insecurity. It feels like every year we're talking about the need is great, but this year, of course, we know with the high cost of food, it really has grown.
It has. Unfortunately, the need has just continued to rise because the cost of living really continues to go up. So last year we had 588,000 visits to the network of agencies. A reminder, we work with over almost 100 programs across the city, and we have food banks in every single community.
And so what are you looking for at this time of the year in terms of donations?
We're really hoping for those non-perishable items, and think about the healthy, nutritious versions. So we have pasta here, we have canned tomatoes, canned vegetables and fruit are actually a really high demand item because they're easy to transport, canned meats as well, and then we're getting into things like peanut butter. Peanut butter is still very popular. We actually get a really great deal on peanut butter when we purchase it, but it's a high demand item. It's easy for kids to make a meal as well if they need to. And then something people don't think about often is baby items. They're very expensive. I'm sure you recall having little kids and how expensive they are. So diapers, formula, and some of those baby snacks as well are really high demand items right now.
And I just can't get over how much these have gone up, even over the last 2 years. It's wild to see the price is just continuing to increase, and it's something that we don't often think about when we think of a food drive, but super important to think of our little ones.
It is, because unfortunately many parents will go without to ensure that they have what they need for their children. And so if we're able to provide those really high demand items for babies, it means that families have a little bit more money to spend on food as well.
And let's talk about cash donations, because those are so important as well.
They are. So cash donations help us purchase those fresh, healthy, nutritious items. So thinking like milk and eggs, proteins like beef and chicken, they're high demand items for us. We'll spend about almost $6 million this year on fresh food alone, $10 million in total on food.
Wow. And what have you been seeing lately at the food bank in terms of people who are really in need this time of the year?
We are seeing those numbers climb. As Rachel mentioned, 588,000 visits in 1 year. That's double what it was in 2019. And we're starting to see people need to come back more and more. So people who used to not need to use a food bank need to return because it's just becoming more and more unaffordable.
And it's not just, this time of the year. We often think of around the holiday seasons of people needing food. It's really year round that you need these donations.
It is, holidays are when people think about gathering together and having those great meals, but it really doesn't take a break for hunger throughout the year. So the donations that we receive during the holiday food drive and for the rest of the year will help us provide families and individuals with the food that they desperately need.
And we are so excited because we have this CTV Your Morning Ottawa food drive happening this Friday right here at our studios. We're seeing some previous footage. I think this is from last year. It's always such a highlight, for throughout the entire year, all the shows we do, it's always such a highlight to see the community really come together.
It is, we forget how incredibly generous Ottawa is. Every single year, they really step up to help us. We rely on donations from the community. 98% of our funding comes from the community. We don't get provincial or federal funding. So days like this are critical to our organization.
And really important to get involved. So we want to let you know how you could do that as well. Of course, you can drop off non-perishable items. We do have a basket in the front located here at 87 George Street. You can also donate online and get involved as well.
Absolutely. So you can go to this website or to the ottawafoodbank.ca as well.
Perfect, amazing. And we just want to remind you of the food drive happening this Friday. So again, it's happening right here at our studios on 87 George Street. You can drop off your non-perishable food items at any point. If you can't make it on Friday, you can drop it off from now right through till Friday, and we'll be having that big food drive donation on Friday. And you can even join us live on Friday. We always love when you gather your things and you come down and surprise us live on TV. So we can't wait for our annual food drive happening this Friday. Thanks, Rachel, and thank you, Natalie, for joining us today. And congratulations to you both.
Thank you.
You're welcome.